Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to talk to you very briefly about how to get the most out of your gut health results and how to track your progress. I'm just going to pull up our gut test first and foremost, and how you can get the most out of these results. First is to follow the insights that come with this test. We have tailored these results to be actionable and personalized to you, to the information that you provided, and the information that's included in your gut report or your results. And so, if the easiest way to go about this to get the most out of this is to you can follow and implement these recommendations one by one if that feels more doable to you. But the most important thing is to do it in a way that feels accessible for you. So, keep in mind that we are encouraging you to build habits. So when we're talking about these insights, the recommendations, these are not just, they're not all necessarily, some of them, like gut healing support, is more of a temporary recommendation, but the ones like plant intake, activity, quitting smoking, these are lifelong or long-term habits that we're asking you to form. So the way you can get the most out of your results is to create longevity in your routine, in your gut health improving routine. And that the pillars of that gut health improving routine can come from your insights that come along with your gut report. So my recommendation is to create longevity within the actions that you're taking. When you approach these and implement them into your life, try to see them as you are changing your habits. It's not necessarily something you're just doing for a couple weeks or a few months. You are working to change and integrate these habits into your life and into your routine for the long term. And that is you can think of that as kind of your insurance for how you're going to keep your gut health in tip-top shape. Once you've implemented these suggestions, you probably want to know how you can track, right? How can you track your progress? So the tricky thing with this is that when you're doing the gut test, it's taking a picture of your gut health and one snapshot of time. So you're not necessarily, as you retest, you may not necessarily see improvement all across the board in a linear way. You may test once and have a report that looks like this, where your microbiome diversity is really good, but you may have some imbalances in the gut and maybe some pathogenic bacteria or fungi to eradicate. And then the second time you test, hopefully the first biggest fish to fry, right, is the fungi hopefully that's been eradicated. And then hopefully you may experience some more balance within your major phyla because of that. But perhaps maybe because you did some protocol, your gut microbiome diversity has decreased a little bit and killed off maybe some of your beneficial bacteria unintentionally. That can happen sometimes too. So really when you're retesting, you want to look at your whole test as a whole picture. Your gut is a constantly evolving, ever changing. Every single day your gut health is in a different state. It's not wildly different, but it may be slightly different from one day to the next. So when you do these tests, it's important to remember that you want to try to identify patterns of the direction that your gut health is going in. It's okay if some things aren't necessarily, exactly the same as they were before, and another section is maybe better or worse. That's okay and expected. But what we're looking for, like I mentioned, is major patterns. So we want to just in general see a gradual improvement in many or most of the sections of this report. And it's recommended you can retest 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, just tracking your progress. And again, try not to get too deep into the weeds about each individual section and that improvement. You really just want to see an overall trend of improvement in the gut health, the gut report itself, especially over the 1 year's time. And that will kind of give you a better overview of where you stand and how you're progressing through making these changes and adapting them into your life.